Quiz 11 study guide. Here we go. First couple questions are multiple choice. Now, don't worry about drawing this diagram because the diagram is more confusing than the question. Question asks, what common side do triangle GDE and triangle HED share? Just look for the letters that are the same in both descriptions. All right. You see how this first triangle has a side DE in it? And the second triangle has a side ED or DE in it. Okay? If the same two letters are in both descriptions, then that's the side that they share. Okay? They both share side DE or ED, so it's right here. Answer choice A. Look for the common letters in both descriptions. That tells you the side that is in both triangles. Now, in this picture, problem number 2, angle BAC is congruent to. So find angle BAC tomorrow first when you get your quiz. We got BAC. It's got 3 arc marks. BAC. It's congruent to the angle in the other triangle that has 3 arc marks. So this angle M right here. But they're using 3 letters to describe the angle. This M has to be in the middle. M must be in the middle of the description of the angle that's congruent to BAC. All right, because angle A is right here. It's the middle letter in the description. Angle M is right here. They both have 3 arc marks. And answer choice D, NMP. The congruent angle must have the vertex in the middle of the description. And again, you can use this congruence statement to answer this question. There is no picture. If BCDE is congruent to OPQR, then BC, first 2 letters, agreed? Is congruent to, if B and C are the first 2 letters, then you use the first 2 letters in the second description. And that's side OP. Any questions on those first 3 problems? Use the order of the vertices. Each of these letters represents a vertex in a shape. And if you have 4 vertices or 4 letters in the description, then you have 4 sides. Okay, you're just using the order of the letters. BC, first 2 letters, congruent to first 2 letters, OP. All right, this problem can be tricky because you're asked which congruent statement does not necessarily describe the triangle shown. Triangle DEF is congruent to triangle FGH. Now, on Monday, we talked about congruent statements. and how you can change the orders of the letters, and the congruent statement is still correct. So what they're doing down here in these answer choices is they're changing the order of the letters of the first triangle, which means they have to change the order of the letters the same way in the second triangle. Okay? So we've got a DEF congruent to an FHG. So if you look at the answer choices, answer choice A says EDF. Do you see how they changed the order? Instead of starting with DEF, they went EDF. So they went the middle, the first, and then the third. Agreed? They went middle, first letter, third letter. That means they have to change the second description, middle, first, third. So this second description would have to be GFH. And GFH, they did. They changed the order of both descriptions the same way. So answer choice A is a congruent statement. All right, that describes the triangles. You're looking for one that does not. All right, so you can't use answer choice A. If you look at B, look how they changed the order of the letters. They went FDE. All right, so they went FDE. They went third letter, first letter, second letter. So they went three, first and second. So they would have to go 3, first and second, HFG. And they went, look how they changed it. They went FGH. They didn't change the order of the letters the same way. Does everybody see that? They went FDE to, they went DEF to FDE. All right. So they went last letter, first, second. So they would have had to go last, first, second. So HFG is the only one that would work. All right, so this does not work. And since it does not work, since they did not change the order of the vertices the same way, then it's not going to describe the triangles. All right, number 5, you don't need the picture in this one either. Okay, what common angle do triangles CDG and FCE share? What letter is in both descriptions? Yeah, there's a C in both descriptions. So therefore, what common angle? Well, they share angle C. Okay, you're looking for the common letter. Problem number 6. Name the angle included by the sides PN and NM. What? Yeah, when I'm done. Name the angle included in the sides PN and NM. Which angle is in both of those sides? What letters in both of the sides? All right. Name the angle included in both sides. It's going to be angle N. Again, you're looking for the common letter. Yeah, you're either looking for the one common letter, or if they ask for the common side, then you're looking for two common letters. Because two letters describe a side, one letter describes an angle. In problem number 7, you got a paper airplane. You're told that ABCD is congruent to EFGH. The measure of angle B, which is down here, is equal to the measure of angle BCD, which is right here, which is 90 degrees. So in this picture, angle B and angle C are both 90 degrees. The measure of angle BAD is 136. BAD is right here, this angle. It's 136. Find the measure of angle GHE. And GHE is up here. So now look. Do you see where angle H is in this description? And it's in the same position as angle D in this description. So that means that angle D is congruent to angle H. So we just need to find angle D, because those two are the same. And the measure of GHE is the same as angle H. So in a four-sided shape, okay, in a quadrilateral, quadrilateral angles sum 360. That means the four angles in these shapes, in each shape, the four angles sum 360. So the measure of angle D is going to be equal to 360 minus 136 minus one of the 90s and then minus the other 90. So that's 360 minus 180 minus 130. Which is 50 degrees. If the measure of angle D is 50 degrees and D is equal to H, then the measure of angle H is 50 degrees. Oh, because I wrote it wrong, I'm sorry. Thank you. So let's change this right here to 136. And that's going to change that and that. So 360 minus 136 minus 180. 44 degrees. So the measure of angle H or GHE is 44 degrees. All right, in problem number 8, you're given a congruent statement, and I don't believe you have to draw any diagram because you're given that ABC is congruent to PQR. ABC is congruent to PQR. The measure of angle B is 3V plus 6, and the measure of angle Q is 5V minus 4. Find the measure of angle B and the measure of angle Q. Well, for the two angles that are given, the B is in the middle and the Q is in the middle. So if they're both in the middle of their description of their congruence statement, then they're equal to each other. angle B is equal to angle Q. So 3V plus 6 is equal to 5V minus 4. So solve for V, and then we can substitute it to find the angle measures. So subtract 3V from each side. And 6 is equal to 2V minus 4. Add 4 to each side. And 10 equals 2V. And then divide each side by 2. And 5 is equal to V. So then we go back and substitute. Angle B is equal to 3 times 5 plus 6, which is 15 plus 6, so 21 degrees. And then angle Q is equal to 5 times 5 minus 4, which is 25 minus 4, which is 21 degrees. All right, problem number 9 says that in an A-frame house, the two congruent sides extend from the ground to form a 46-degree angle at the peak. So look, we're going to say that this is the ground. A-frame house looks like this. The two congruent sides, so this is congruent to this, extend from the ground to form a 46-degree angle at the peak. Here's the peak, so this angle is 46 degrees. What angle does each side form with the ground? So we're looking for these base angles. And remember from last week, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite those sides are congruent as well. So those two angles are equal to each other, and these three angles need to sum 180. So x plus 46. 2x plus 46 is equal to 180. And solve that equation. So subtract 46 from each side. $136, and then divide by 2. $60. 136 divided by 2. 68 degrees. So each of those base angles is 68 degrees. All right, and finally number 10. Given that QRS is congruent to TUV, QS is 4V plus 2. QS, the first and last letter. T to V is 5V minus 9. TV, first and last letter. The vertices are in the same position, so that means both sides are equal to each other. What is the length of QS and TV? So you set the expressions equal to each other. 4V plus 2 is equal to 5V minus 9. Subtract 4v from each side. And 2 is equal to v minus 9. And then add 9. So 11 is equal to v. So we're going to go back then and substitute. QS is equal to 4 times 11 plus 2. 44 plus 2 is 46. And T to V is equal to 5 times 11 minus 9. And 55 minus 9 is 46 as well. So that completes your study guide for quiz 11. You got the rest of the period to go over these notes again. You can work in the Alex app. You can get your electronic assignments finished. You've got some good amount of time to get some work done and be productive.